Today we are going to explore one of the most intriguing and visually stunning techniques in football, the Trivela. The Trivela is a term borrowed from Portuguese. It's a skillful trick that's mesmerised fans for generations, and it involves kicking the ball with the outside of your foot, creating a wicked curve that often leaves goalkeepers rooted to the spot. The proponent of the technique, Ricardo Quaresma, describes it as giving the ball the right spin, by connecting it with his right boot, which is his strongest, at the bottom of the left hand corner of the ball. A Trivela pass is a fancy way of kicking the ball in football. It's when a player kicks the ball with the outside of their foot, making it spin away from them and curling in a different direction. This technique is used to surprise defenders and make it harder for them to intercept the ball, by giving the pass more of a curving direction rather than just a straight diagonal. Players use the Trivela to make a curved cross or to pass a ball to a teammate in a different direction than expected. It takes a lot of skill and practice to master this move, as players need to hit the ball just right to make it spin in the correct way. To execute the perfect Trivela, the player has to use the inside of their weaker foot in order to shape the direction of the shot, while the stronger foot will provide the power. The result, a shot that appears to be heading in one direction but curves dramatically in another, catching the opposition and often the spectators completely off guard. To master the Trivela, players need to have impeccable timing, balance and finesse. It's a move that not only requires hours of practice, but also the confidence to pull it off in high pressure situations. But how do we actually do the Trivela? Well, step 1, approach and where you plant your foot. So normally you'll have your standing foot planted somewhat near the ball, but with the Trivela you need to plant your foot a bit further out, giving a bit of a greater distance, in order to give your shooting foot enough room to swing. Also try to approach the ball from a slight angle rather than straight on. Step 2, the follow through, which will generate the power. So the follow through is so important to achieve in the Trivela, as you will lose a lot of the power in this shot if you do not follow through fully. It can be an awkward motion at first, but practice and you'll eventually get comfortable with it. Step 3, the ball. Where you actually make contact with the ball is imperative, and this will depend on how strong you are and how good your technique is. Usually when you hit the ball, you're trying to strike it near the middle. However, with the Trivela, you want to try and hit it towards the outside. Take note that the more of the outside of the ball that you hit, the more leg strength you will need to generate the power, hence the importance of the follow through. However, if you kick closer to the middle, because you are obviously striking a bigger surface area of the ball, you obviously require less leg strength to then generate the same power, but you do lose a bend on the ball. This is where you have to practice until your technique improves and you become comfortable striking the outside of the ball. Step 4, lock your ankles. If your ankle is limp, the shot will not come off. Locking in your ankles when taking the shot will help generate the required power when hitting the ball on the outside. Focus on a clean and smooth technique, and that is how you will improve. And if you are able to master the Trivela to a high level, it can become a weapon that you can use in multiple different scenarios during a game. If you're in the final third and on your stronger side, if there is the opportunity, you could cut inside, but rather than hitting the ball with your left foot, you can use the outside of your right foot to try to bend the ball, with the initial shot starting outside of the post, but that curling motion gradually bringing the ball back inside as you look to put the ball into the far corner. Or let's say you're on the other flank and your weaker foot is closer to the touchline, but you want to put in a cross into the box. Well, obviously coming inside onto your right foot and looking to curl in a cross from that direction will give you an in-swinging cross. If you wanted an out-swinging cross, you would usually have to use your left foot. But with the Trivela, you can use the outside of your right foot, looking to bend the ball away from the defenders before the curling motion looks to bring the ball back into the path of the strikers. In conclusion, the Trivela is not just a trick, it's a testament to the creativity and innovation that makes football a beautiful game. So next time you see a player gracefully bend the ball with the outside of their foot, whether it's Salah, Modric, or even if you're watching the past highlights of the Trivela icon Ricardo Quaresma, remember that you're witnessing one of the most graceful and elegant skills in the game.